Class, welcome to week 2. This week will be one of the busier weeks as you get started. There's a lot to explain in this screencast. I'll try and get you off to a good start as far as not only what the assignments entail, but how to complete each one. I'll give you an overview of our discussion boards. Some of this will repeat a little bit of what was covered in last week's screencast, but again, just want to make sure we all start we all start on the same page. Also, I'll give you an overview of Project 1, so that will be an important part of our screencast this week. The two topics we cover is this business model and idea generation, and then demand and competition. How to essentially project the demand for a certain product or business and the existing competition that you might encounter. So why don't we jump into this first assignment? Business model and idea generation. The first couple assignments will be based on case studies, and so you'll start with this case of the online business, part 1. You'll go through part 2 and part 3 in later assignments. So if you click this link right here, this will bring up the case study. You can download it if you click there, and really it gives you an overview of a scenario, right? 3 people are talking about launching a web business, and then you will be the fourth member of this group and chime in your participation to this. Fun-filled fact, this guy right here, his name is Rafa. He was my Elders Quorum president when I was at BYU, Idaho, and we enjoyed chiding him, seeing his face in numerous places on campus. It does my heart well to see that he is still going strong there. Anyway, you can scroll down. You can see it's a 2-page, page and a half business model, or excuse me, case study. Really not too long. That's how most of the case studies will be in this class. Just kind of give you a framework for discussing your potential thoughts and ideas and opinions on this. So you pretend you're the fourth member of the group, and then you need to recommend that either the decision they're trying to make is, do they choose a business model first and then brainstorm product ideas to fit that model, or do they brainstorm a product idea and then choose the business model? And so you need to argue one of those points, and I'll give you I'll jump to the conclusion and give away the ending. Neither one or the other is the correct choice. You'll see that with a lot of questions, a lot of assignments in this class. We're not looking for the correct one. It's a question of, what is the rationale for your decision? Can you consider both sides and then argue strongly for one? And this is a skill that you will absolutely need as a business owner. And I think this is one of the most real life skills this class covers. Is there's not a clear-cut correct choice when you're in business. There are 2 good options or 3 good options, and you have to choose between those. And so you need to develop that ability to say, all right, I've got a couple plausible paths. Both can be good. I have to follow one, and that's what this is getting at. And so your assignment is to open a Word document and write an essay that includes your rationale for choosing one or the other, and acknowledging the shortcomings of that recommendation, but explaining why, even though you may be wrong, you may be right, you're going to go with that answer. And so it's really just a Word document and an essay for this first assignment. Then you'll have a discussion board based on that. I won't go into all of these because the discussion board instructions are really very consistent. Part 1 is your post, and you're going to respond to this prompt. And it really, that first one really needs to be significant. And then by the second due date, right, by midweek, you need to respond to at least 2 of your classmates and engage in that discussion. They may feel one way, you'd feel another, but you want to engage in that discussion with your classmates. And so all assignment instructions are consistent except for this prompt. This prompt obviously will be different discussion board to discussion board. All right, assignment 2, demand and competition. And so as you're thinking about different business models, different product ideas, you want to understand what is the current demand for that. And Google Ads will help us do this. There are videos on this that will help you walk through this, but in essence, you will create a Google Ads account, and then you'll go into the Google Ads keyword planner. And when you go in there, you can type in certain keywords for your product or business. And then the keywords planner will come up and tell you the results and say, this is how many people are searching for that. And this is the level of competition, meaning how many websites there are that already offer something around that keyword. So it's a really powerful tool for you to understand, here's something where there's a lot of demand, but not a lot of people are offering that. Or I think I have this great business idea, and it turns out there's not much demand for it. Or there's a lot of demand for it, but I need to know there's a lot of other people doing this already. So this is going to be very competitive. So think about that as you're using the keyword tool planner and you're considering what business ideas you have. Now this will fall into the case of the online business part 2. You'll read through that case study and you'll write a response to what's happening in the case study. But you will also, in addition to that, include an Excel spreadsheet that shows data for these 2 categories, snowboards and chess. And so you'll go through the Google Keyword Tool Planner, and you will lay it out similar to this competition sample spreadsheet. And so I can show you the preview of this and kind of walk you through what this Excel spreadsheet is going to look like. Now this example uses ukuleles and guitars, and you'll use keywords for snowboards, keywords for chess, and this can be snowboard lessons, snowboard products, coats, goggles, gloves, whatever keywords you associate with snowboards there. I won't give you all of them. You'll need 10 keywords, and then you need the same for chess. You'll research those on the Keyword Tool Planner. It will tell you in the Keyword Tool Planner the level of competition for each one, low, medium, or high, and then you get the monthly impressions. 2 things to note on monthly impressions. To get the exact number of impressions, the Google Keyword Tool Planner will give you a range. You will need to download the data from the Google Keyword Tool Planner to get exact numbers. So please note that, because you'll need exact numbers for this. You'll also do this exercise on project 1, and you'll need exact numbers for that. Number 2, this is also very deceptive. These are all very round numbers, and so obviously someone just filled them in as dummy data. You won't have round numbers like this. The Google Keyword Tool Planner will give you very specific numbers on that. But you will fill out a spreadsheet similar to that, again, using snowboards and chess. And then that will help support your recommendation that you'll make up here. So there's some more exact instructions. But all of this is based around the Google Keyword Tool Planner. You'll need a Google Ads account for that. And then please do watch these videos, because Google Ads makes it tricky to find that keyword tool planner. Sometimes they'll push you to enter billing information. If you're comfortable doing that, you can, because we're going to use Google Ads later on in the course. We're going to purchase a Google Ads campaign, and so if you're comfortable entering your billing information now, that's fine. If not, there's some workarounds if you want to wait to enter billing information. And that's what those videos will show you. So then you'll have your discussion board for the demand and competition, again following that same pattern I showed you before, just with a different prompt. We'll jump into project 1, and I won't spend as much time explaining this as you might assume, because you'll have videos on each section of this. And so the project is based around 8 different sections in a spreadsheet. And so as you look through this preview, this is the first page of that spreadsheet. You're going to list out your business ideas, what business model, a keyword from each, monthly clicks from that. I won't go through all this, but you're gathering a lot of data, and then then you'll put down here your top 5 choices based on this, and say, hey, I got 20 business ideas, but here's my top 5. And then the spreadsheet will automatically populate some things for you. You'll take those business ideas in the next page and gather a little bit more data on that, a little bit more information. And as you go along, we'll be doing assignments that teach you how to do each of these skills. So you'll recognize demand and competition, right, that we just went through in this week. You'll look at supplier information and estimated startup costs and time spent on that, the profit potential for each. And then you'll get down to a recommendation, and it will populate based on the data. It will rank your top 5 ideas. You don't have to choose number 1 necessarily, but you need to say which business idea you choose and why. And so this is a really powerful tool that shows you the potential for each of your business ideas in various aspects, the time you invest, the profit potential, the demand for that, and then it will give you your top 5 here based on that information. Now each of those components is explained in an individual video here, which is why I'm not going to spend a ton of time, because you can watch these videos and we'll show you in detail how to fill out each of those tabs. If you get stuck on any of them, please reach out to me. Happy to help you out, but we try and provide a lot of information on this, almost information overload, so you have everything you need to get through that really important project. It is not due this week. It is not due in week 2. It is due in week 4. So you've got a couple weeks to work on it, but the assignment instructions are here in week 2, and then you'll turn it in week 4. Not bad to get to make substantial progress on it this week, because again, it's time intensive, so you want to get started on it right away, but it is not due this week. Then finally, you'll have a reflection, and you will have this due every week. It is a brief blog post. You'll start a free blog. This is not a purchased website like we'll do later in the semester. You can choose Wix, Weebly, Blogspot, any of those blogging platforms. Just open a free blog on one of those and put in a blog post every week. Really the only requirements is that it is posted online, and you can post the URL in here. Then you'll also copy and paste that week's posting. It should be at least 150 words in length, but this is really, the content is up to you to look back on the week and say, here's what I learned. And hopefully by the end of the semester you'll be able to look back and see the progress you've made. This also helps you gather and solidify the learning from the week and take a chance to re-emphasize the key points that you've learned and help make that learning stick a little bit more. So you'll have one of these due every week. You'll just need to create that blog one time, and then you can post each of these blog posts to that website. And again, just this quiz, it's not really a quiz, will ask you to post your copy and paste your URL so that I can click on it and visit it, and then also to post your copy and paste your blog post for the week. So that'll be it. Again, this is one of the longer screencasts. There's a lot to cover in week 2, but I appreciate your time, everyone, and please reach out if there's anything you're stumbling on this week.